This channel, if you could call it a channel, is the ADHD of channels. You'll notice down in the corner, I always get this wrong. No. There. You'll notice some bikes. I ride bikes quite a lot. It's my thing. And I quite enjoy it. Now, with the price of gas, I bought an e-bike about a year ago. Mainly so I can get more exercise and so I could ride to work without paying gas prices. My car, great, long distance. It's a Grand Tourer. Let's go with Grand Tourer. Also, the Grand Tour has its final show soon on September 13th. It's a Grand Tourer. It doesn't like traffic. It doesn't like sitting in traffic. So I bought an e-bike. This e-bike that I bought has just had, let's call it its birthday. Whatever you want to call it. Let's call it its 1,000 kilometer service. Which cost me $80. There's nothing wrong. There was just a critical update to the controller and the motor. But other than that, it was actually pretty chill. So, let's talk bikes. Now, this is a bit of a wonderful precursor. I just realized, I can walk around the microphone. This is a wonderful precursor. So the bike I own, among other bikes, is a Devinci E-Hatchet GRX. In Canadian dollars, they retail for $5,499 plus tax. I didn't pay that. But right now, and this is a 2022 model. This is a point. It seems that Devinci didn't actually do a 2023 model. Right now, they're 2,100 Canadian. Here's a picture of my bike. What's the quote? This is my bike. There are many like it, but this one is mine. It's had 1,000 kilometers on it. So I want to go through a few things and just, this is a kind of a weird 2-part in 1-part video, because even if you have an e-bike, you can have some range anxiety. I use this primarily for commuting. They say, depending on weight, size, terrain, 150k on the battery range. Right now, I'm at 59.2. But the question you should ask yourself is, what's the battery life at? The battery life right now, and this is, I've done 1,000k on it. It hasn't had that many cycles on the battery for charging, decharging. 59.2 kilometers. That was to and from work twice and a quick rip today. So to and from work can be, depending on the route you take and how you're feeling, 11k there, 11k back, depending. So, but I take different routes. I don't get lost, but I do meander on my way home. Today's ride, the battery indicator on the controller and the battery was at 3 bars. Very quickly into it, it dropped to 2 bars. Now I have range anxiety. Tomorrow I have to go to work, so I'm going to ride. 2 bars technically should get me to and from work without a problem. Now, there's different riding modes upon the Devinci E-Hatchet. There's Eco, there's Normal, and there's Boost. Now, understand this is a pedal assist. This is not press a button and ride and just cruise. It is pedal assist, so it's putting in power for you to assist you riding and just gets you past the impetus point faster. That's all it does. Doesn't really put much in. You'll notice, because laws, that at 29.9 or 29.8 kilometers per hour, the motor cuts out because you're only assisted to, quote unquote, 30 kilometers an hour. Does this thing rip? 100%. Is it mental? Depends on how you ride it. The way I ride it, yeah, it's fucking mental. Mm. 12 degrees outside, 71% humidity. Got my jacket on. Hey, welcome to range anxiety. Let's grab my little crawl. Most important thing, water bottle. Let's fire the bike up. Let's grab a helmet. And let's see what we can see. Drink. So, like I was saying, water bottle, battery. Let's turn this bad boy on. Shimano stops. Gonna hit normal. This is from yesterday. Let's clear that. Okay. 2 bars. Range 33 kilometers. We're on normal mode. So, let's see how this goes. Like I said in the video, it's all uphill. So, let's figure out. Maybe I'm going to be riding back over the Jacques Cartier today. Sunglasses, yes. Because I've run out of bloody battery. But we'll figure it out. And we'll get back to talking later on. Wish me luck. So, 3/4 of the way through, I'm down to, well, I got to work. 3/4 of the way through, I had to switch from normal to eco. That was 7.6, 11.8 k in, 9.8 k in. I had to switch to eco mode. Range right now is 16k. Just about enough to get home. So, let's see. I'll update you later. Right, here we go. Eco mode. It says 22 range. This will be interesting. Eco mode's brutal. So, home, battery didn't die, which is pretty. 11.6 distance, which is shorter than normal. I did take a slightly shorter route. Range is left at 6. 31-minute ride. Average speed was 21.9k. Top speed 56 kilometers an hour. Yeah, so made it. Range of 6. But we'll get back on the computer and we'll figure that one out. So, I'm looking very English and very dapper. So let's go. We started with the range of 33k. This is mine. Remember, they say 150. We're gonna kick through, pull the numbers on actually what I've done on this bike. Remember, I'm riding uphill predominantly. Oh, hello. Riding uphill predominantly on the way to work. So, dropped to 1 bar on the way to work. I bottled it a little bit. Went straight to eco mode just to save it. Now, there's a difference between numbers, and the reason why there's a difference in the numbers is because I changed mode. When you're on normal mode, it's going to give you less range because it's putting more actually into the bike. And then to save it, I put it onto eco mode just to get to work, and then I went eco mode on the way home just to be safe. Could I have realistically, with a 16 kilometer range at work, put it on normal mode and just rode normally? I don't think so. I think if I'd stuck on normal mode, I would have been hauling a close to 40-pound bike up the bridge, pedaling my little heart out to do it. So to save that, and because of range anxiety, I switched it to eco mode, and I made it home with 6k to spare. Now, just for shits and giggles, let me just check very quickly. He turns the bike on. The bike actually on normal right now is 4 kilometers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't think I would have made it home on normal mode. So I made the wise decision to drop it to eco, so I didn't have to think. Now, eco mode is putting in less power to your pedal strokes. So normally where I ride on normal, and I do charge the bike, and I always keep it pretty well charged, you're getting less back from the motor and the battery than you are when you're on normal or high. High is the most fun mode, but you will nuke the range. So let's do some math very quickly to wrap this up. 70.8 kilometers. That's what you get out of the battery. Now, this all depends upon the terrain you're riding. Like I say earlier in the video, I'm riding nothing but uphill the entire time on the way to work. And I don't sit in freewheel, I sit and I pedal. So I'm using battery, and I'm using power, and I'm using motor. Especially up the bridge, especially up all the hills, you're using power. It means I don't get to work sweaty. I'm getting some exercise, I'm working my legs, I'm spinning at a good cadence. It's good. Should I have charged the bike? 100%. Then I'd be less anxious about being able to make it home. So, when someone says it's 150k range, I assume that's 150k in eco mode on a very flat surface. Add hills, add weather, add wind, that range is going to change. So you have to get used to your commute. You have to get used to what you're doing and learn what the bike's going to do. Right? It makes sense. I know that I can pretty much go to and from work on normal mode 2 weeks, essentially. And then I have to charge the bike. So I can get 4 trips to and from work. Remember, this is a commuting bike. And then I have to charge the bike. You just need to know this information and do your due diligence and actually get on the bike and ride. Now, Devinci bikes had 3. 2 currently in this room, and 1 I sold to my ex-girlfriend's boyfriend, my Silverstone. I like their bikes. Made in Canada. They're good bikes. The Hatchet, or the E-Hatchet, because people are chucking them out cheap. Yeah, it's 2 years old. Who cares? Does it have a few flaws? 100%. Mainly the bottle cage placement, because the battery is on the down tube. Buy it. Straight out, buy it. If you can find one right now on clearance, cheap, buy it. $2,100 is what I'm seeing right now. Buy it. It's a good bike. It's a solid bike. The frame's lifetime guaranteed. Carbon fork, alley frame, fairly big battery, good motor. It's fast. It's agile. It's a gravel bike with slicks on it, which is weird because when you buy the bike and it's sold as a gravel bike with slicks, which is kind of weird. You'd think they do slightly knobbly tires, but whatever. Not going to complain about that. I like riding slicks anyway. So, the Devinci E-Hatchet. 2 thumbs up. Great bike. And I hope Devinci make another one for 2025. And I hope people get to enjoy that frame set, that geometry, and those components. The GRX is a great set of running gear for it. It's a good, fast, agile bike, but it's also comfortable at the same time. So, if you're looking for an e-gravel bike, and yes, there are other options, newer options out there, but they're going to cost you way more money than one of these on clearance. So, if you can find one in your size, go buy one. I highly recommend it.